of the mother of, and then you can't read this, the gods. Then it says Mehit, head of the northerners, but there is a cryptic invocation of Mehit, okay? The mistress, Mebet, of the white wall, okay, which is a reference to Memphis. And then here it says Sekhmet, which is the lion goddess. Sekhmet, foremost, Pentlet, in her appearance, and then it says Set.
Manu, turn around while you do that, so I have to say.
There's Set, son of Heka, the Heka elder, Hekau. There's the elder with the staff, right? Hekau. And then it says, at the place, Geseret means the sacred place of Zep Tepi, the first time. Okay, so that's where we are.
So it identified where we are here, right? The shrine at Rastaru, that's the Sphinx here, and the plateau. And this is identifying more closely where we are. So this is the place and the time. The place and the time. The place,
Sacred place of Zep Tepi.
They're identifying this place right here as the place of creation.
By the way, we're going to be having this conversation again. Okay, this isn't actually it.
So at the place of the first time, and then what it talks about is the road. So the road, which is who of all share. And this is a place that has not been identified. It says Sher Aha. It's some kind of city 1,400 years after Khafre. The
Everybody gets that, right? This piece is 1,300 years after the Sphinx was officially carved.
Yeah, this piece came from the Valley Temple. So Tatmos IV comes here, he takes this piece, puts it here in front of the Sphinx, and makes this inscription, right? So obviously there's something missing, and
that's the location of the treasure right there.
And this is mysterious circumstances, because when Caviglia, who discovered this, right? So Caviglia discovered this working for the British representation here, and when they discovered this, they made a reproduction of it, right? Within days that reproduction was sent to Britain, this whole section was gone. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah. So,
but there's a copy of it.
So Robert Temple thinks that this was actually removed. Okay, for whatever reason. There used to be a small mention of Khafre here, but it's now, this is hacked away. It's I think it's in this line. You see the end of the cartouche of Khafre, and so the Egyptologists are using that as sort of soft evidence that the Sphinx belongs to Khafre, right?
In fact, even Mark Lehner, who is the prevailing expert on the Sphinx, identifies that is the sole piece of evidence that links the Sphinx to Khafre, is that cartoon, that portion of cartouche.
Yeah, and then there's Old Kingdom debris that they found, right?
Right,
so,
but in terms of in the literature,
so
in
somewhere
the
over here,
hieroglyphic record, that portion of a cartouche of Khafre is the sole quote written piece that links the actual carving of the Sphinx.
It may actually, almost, you know what, this could be, it might be below this, because there is. Well, maybe this is it. Let me see if that.
Was there a picture ever taken?
So he found the full. This is what Robert Temple is telling us from his research, that they found the whole plate. So and then Caviglia got sick and he left Egypt. Caviglia's notes suggest that it was complete. Within days or weeks, this part is gone.
But this is no one can see this now.
Oh, it's fine. No, it's gone. It's gone. We don't know. Now
there's even the imprint or whatever they took.
Even the imprint only shows the fragment. It does not show the rest. No. Now there is an interesting folksy tale. Okay, so it dates to the 15th century. There was a German traveler that came here. His name is Father Van Saben. He's a German traveler. He talked to the locals, and this is more than 500 years ago. And they told him the oral version of the story. How did they know, right? They couldn't read this. But they were basically telling him this exact story, but the story has an ending which is kind of strange, okay? They say, this is 500 years ago, They say that Thutmose comes back after the Sphinx makes him king for taking the sand away from the limbs, right? So he does a favor to the Sphinx, and the Sphinx declares Thutmose the fourth king, okay? So one hand washes the other, right? But then what the folksy tale is that Thutmose comes back and cuts off the head of the Sphinx to prevent other kings from
getting the same favor.
to prevent the Sphinx from making another king,
Yeah.
okay? That's the folksy tale ending, right? And so the way that Robert Temple interprets it, that is the folksy evidence that there was a recarving of the head of the Sphinx. So cutting off the head is sort of, kind of a way to say that the face was changed. Yeah.
Identity.
Yeah. So maybe that is what was written here. Okay. Maybe.
There's a lot.
And the folksy tale is based on that writing, okay, but of course now we don't have it anymore, okay, yeah. I wrote this in Under the Sphinx. You see the two tails, okay? So the two tails, I think, are the snake boat. It's a cryptic reference to the snake boat, okay, of the underworld. Right? And then look, what's underneath is the sign of Thoth. It's under the boat.
Which one is?
The sign, this is Thoth. Jehuti Meis, that's the name of the king, right? But the sign of Thoth, of the moon god, is in the cartouche, under the snake boat. Okay? So I think this is a cryptic reference to what's under the Sphinx. Okay? It's the book of Thoth. It's the writing of Thoth. Yeah. So whoever made this is basically giving us a message, but they don't say it plainly. They're hiding it in some cryptic message.
That there was something there.
My eye keeps seeing this.
When we see the Nimitz that has these little things that hang down.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good.
Slightly off.
That's a good
I
call.
interpret that
Yeah,
as
it's a
being
very.
the
That's an excellent point. Yeah, I
part
agree
of
with
the
you.
lapel.
I agree with you. And then what about this side?
Chest from the original.
What do you think it means?
Right?
What does it point? Yeah, what does it point
Pointing
to?
right at Thoth.
The story
It's
that is
pointing
here
at.
is-
He's pointing at Thoth. Yes. Yes.
Najee, this
I
is
wanted,
good stuff.
I wanted,
yeah?
well, I wanted to share with, I wanted to
Ask
point
him
at
to act
stuff.
it out.
Point at stuff.
Well, Ali and I, we can point at this line right here. Ali makes a good point. Look, Ali says, look at the birds. There's a line. Yes. So let me
So
kneel
you can
down.
get the focus. That camera has a weird focus situation.
Right, like this.
Yeah.
Not only that, Ali, it would be interesting to calculate the
angle.
secant of that line of birds.
Yeah.
The angle.
Yeah.
I'll bet you'll find that corresponds.
You got a golden
so
angle.
out of place. Look like you came from a.
Good call.
Lakers
Good
game.
call.
That's a
Ali.
good call, Ali. Yeah. Very good.
It's not an accident.
Yeah.
Nothing is an accident here.
But that one's
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a special.
Yeah.
relation
Maybe that's
too.
the pyramid angle, the golden angle.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to calculate the second
Yes.
You know
of
what, Tommy?
that
I
line
told
of
you.
birds.
Nah. Oh, got it.
That's going to be your piece, Ali.
Ali, can you take a
That's gonna be
close-up
your
picture
piece.
of it?
Talk a shit.
Yeah.
And then you measure the angle when you get back.
Sure.
Dude, I'm starting to burn right now. Stay in the shade.
I want to pick up patterns. Lucky.